Okay, welcome back to my latest video, and in today's video I'll be doing more of a gameplay commentary based because my recent videos have been tutorial based or something that is not gameplay related, so I do apologize for that. And I just wanted to try a different route because like sometimes when you keep doing the same shit over and over again, you kind of get sick of it and you want a bit of diversity or variety so that your activities won't be so mundane all the time. But anyways, today's video is going to be on COVID-19. I mean, what else is there to talk about? So let's get right into it here. So for me, when I first heard of the COVID-19, I knew it was going to be, well, okay, I didn't know, that sounds a bit presumptuous. I didn't think it was going to be a big deal. I thought it was just going to be another virus that would eventually, fuck off, because we've had past foreign viruses too, like the Ebola or the swine flu, and if they even cured. But this virus is special, I guess, because it didn't come from Africa or didn't come from. I guess most of these viruses are from third world countries now, so it didn't come from Africa, which is like I consider it to be a third world country, but I guess you can make an argument for it being first or second world. Anyways, it didn't come from Africa; it came from China, and I mean, I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, because I'm like, for me, I'm of Chinese descent too. I'm Americanized, but my roots are Chinese, and I guess on one hand, I do feel a bit disappointed, or I guess all entirely. I'm not gonna I'll cover the fact that I feel sorry for these people. No, I don't feel sorry for them at all. The thing they have to understand about Asian culture is that, especially for Chinese people, because I am Chinese after all, and I'm not like mixed, or I'm like fucking one third Korean or some shit. I'm 100% fully Chinese gay. I'm not like Filipino or whatever. But the one thing you have to understand about Asian culture is that, or I guess Chinese culture in general, is that we tend to be very, very picky, or not picky, sorry, very, stingy, and we often tend to be a bit more resourceful compared to other cultures. So when I see pictures, when I hear stories of people in rural China, eating like live bats or eating animals that have been freshly killed and have not been cooked, so that the bacteria doesn't harm the body. I didn't know how to feel about it, but when I heard that it was in a very, very modernized city of China, that made me really question. I was like, wait, how come a modernized city is dealing with the, like, I guess, black market, the sale of like live animals that are not, I guess, consumed. I don't know, but I just thought things were a bit off there because I thought that the city that the people, or I'm sorry, I thought that the city in which the virus started from was a rural city, but for it to be metropolitan or for it to be very urban, really shocking there. I was like, what's going on? But then again, China is a country that is very, very censorship based, meaning they like to hide a lot of their shit. So I guess this is something that is around their alley, more or less. And this is not to say that I hate Chinese people or anything like that. I can't hate my own ethnicity because, well, actually, I guess you can, depending on if you've experienced racism and all that. But anyways, it's not to say that I hate China. It's just that I just don't understand their culture because I don't know why you would partake in such illegal activities. And I live in a city where 60% of the population is fucking Asian, presumably Chinese. So I don't know. I guess I just feel disappointed in general. It's like, how come you guys like? How can you guys do this to your own communities, and how can you guys do this to the whole world? Like, okay, it's one thing for you to kill your own people because you guys kind of partook in this illegal devil's ritual sacrifice, but for you to spread this virus and to kill other people that are not even Chinese or to kill people that you don't even know, is quite it's kind of repulsive, honestly, because it's like it's such a selfish move for you to, care about yourself over others. But when other people die, it's like you don't care. But when your families and when your community members die, you care. Like it's kind of a dick move, honestly. It's sort of like they were playing with a time bomb. They were playing like hot potato essentially. And people die as a result. And I mean, this is nothing new. This is especially very, very effective with the elderly. And I'm like, dude, what a shit way to go out in the year 2020 to be killed by a virus from China. Like that's fucking that's hard to fathom, honestly. It's like, you know, I think most old people, they would rather die from old age, but for you to die from such a foreign virus is like, come on, man, it's absolutely insane. And it's even more funnier when you hate Chinese people when you die from the own virus. It's like, bro, like I don't know how to react to that. But anyways, I guess for me, I'm sort of a realist. I do tend to be more positive, or I do tend to be more pessimistic at times. But I guess the one aspect or the one hope of glimmer that this COVID-19 has done for me is that it has shortened my workload by a lot. I was taking a Latin American studies class, and the professor, he made us, or originally in the syllabus, he said that we were going to do three exams, but because of the COVID-19, we only had to do one, and the other two were documentary based. So essentially, he cut the workload in half, or he made the workload a lot easier to digest. And going back to the topic of like my generation experiencing the Ebola and swine flu and all that, like to me as a history major, it reminds me a lot of like the Great Depression because now people can't find jobs. Everything's closed down, so to speak. Some places are still open, but they only limit like a certain number, to like how many people can enter to leave and enter, so that they can affect others and kill other people. I don't know. Um, and it also reminds me of like I don't want to be too extreme here, but maybe something that leads to like a war, so to speak. Like political strifes or social something of that caliber. I don't know how to explain it. Like I guess this is the closest thing that my generation will get to a war because people are actually dying around the world. And sure, I mean, death is very, very ambiguous. Death doesn't discriminate against anybody or whoever the fuck you are or whatnot. But the fact that everybody's being affected by this too is not a good sign for this world. When the year 2020 started, I expected things to go smoothly. As a matter of fact, I expected myself to find a job this summer, but the tables have turned. And let me see what else can I say about the COVID-19, the pros of the COVID-19. I mean, honestly, for me as an introvert too, these social distancing, the 6 feet crap, the face mask. I mean, it's like, I don't really go out much too, so it's like it doesn't really affect me that much because I'm not one to really, like, I'm a curious type, but I don't like to go out that much. I like to have my own privacy and all that. So for me, this whole COVID-19 hasn't really affected me, but if anything, it has extended my duration. I believe right now I'm roughly in 2 months of the COVID-19 lockdown or quarantine, or whatever you call it. And yeah, I mean, I guess this is gonna be my life for the rest of this year. When I turn 24 years old, it's gonna be like, oh, this year was a complete fucking waste because all I did was stay home for like half of the fucking year, anyways. And it even sucks people like my cousin. Like my cousin, for instance, he actually took a gap year of like 6 months when he graduated from high school. And it was funny because I was talking to him about that too, and he told me that when he went to his CC or something like that, or when he finally started CC, this whole COVID-19 happened, and it kind of killed his mood. So now he has to like relive his 6 months all over again, and I'm like, dude, now everybody feels your pain. Now everybody knows how it feels like to live at home for such a long duration, and humans being very, very sociable creatures, I just think that this is a test of your mentality to see if you can not go crazy and maybe develop schizophrenia or something of that caliber. Because when you miss out on like hanging out with your friends or the world or society, it's like it doesn't matter if an introvert or extrovert. Okay, you need to have people to talk to because that's what we are. That's like, I mean, that's what separates us from dogs and animals and fishes and turtles and all that, is that we are more advanced and more superior compared to them. But yeah, I mean, also speaking of friends, I remember exactly, I remember planning a hangout to go to the bar again with one of my best friends, oh, my only best friend, sorry. And we were gonna go on March 25th or something. I still remember the exact fucking date and time, I don't know why. Like, we had everything all set up, because I believe it was around spring break or something too. But guess what? When that shit hit the fan, that place closed down, and I remember trying to convince him, but ultimately, he refused, and I eventually had to accept the fact that I couldn't even spend time with my friend. And it's kind of that's kind of a bummer because we've been friends for so long. And I think sometimes people don't realize the things that they lose. Rather it be for the better or for the worse. Sometimes it can be your own doing, sometimes it can be other people's mistakes that may fuck up your experience, I guess. But I just hope this world gets better and that I can go back to doing what I want to do, because being at home for such a long duration, it just kills your creativity. You just become lazy, you become a sloth all day, and the meaning of life is often kind of derailed because there's nothing to look up to, or there's nothing to live for. I mean, even if you die now, it's like you're not really missing much because this is a really bad year altogether.